Okay, so I'm willing to bet a lot of people that probably clicked on this video probably have never read this. This is kind of a spur of the moment thing. I was like just checking up on this to see if it got updated at some point, because there was some rumors that there was an update made to the terms of service. However, as you can see here at the top, it's not updated. However, I kind of skimmed through it, and like I've read this before, and there's certain parts of the terms of service that I've mentioned in videos in the past, or I've mentioned in conversation with other players of the game, and they're genuinely surprised by some of the things. And well, that's generally because they haven't read the terms of service for the game. Now, they have a privacy policy as well. It's fairly short and is also pretty much included into the terms of service. A lot of what is said here, so I'm not going to read this in this video. They also have a specific rules page as well, which is just a kind of a condensed version down of the terms of service. The terms of service really is, you know, it sets a guideline for what rules you need to follow in game, and in really kind of long, complex, legal, cover their ass kind of ways, which I figured I would read in this video, because I don't think a lot of people understand a lot of the mumbo jumbo in here. But also certain parts of this, you know, I've seen be used against people before, myself included, when getting banned from the game even, which I think is perfect opportunity to talk about them. So we'll just start here. So the TOS tells you what you can do and can't do when you access or use Animaljam. Animaljam means animaljam.com, AJ Jump, Animaljam Play Wild, AJ Academy, Amazing Animals, and all other Animaljam branded mobile apps and games. Animaljam is owned and operated by WildWorks Incorporated. WildWorks, us or we, so if it's referred to as us or we in the rest of it, it's talking about them. By using Animaljam, you and your parent guardian for themselves and on your behalf agree to be bound by the TOS and our privacy policy. If you don't understand and agree to this TOS and privacy policy, please do not use Animaljam. So there you go, guys. Don't use Animaljam. You guys don't follow these, which I'm guaranteeing all of you watching have broken one rule at least in this terms of service before. Now, they do have like plain English translations, pretty much dumbed down versions. The legalese versions, you know, the long version, I would say, is pretty much covered them if they were taken to court for a certain thing, pretty much. So the first one off the bat here, I don't remember being in the terms of service the last time I read it, but if you want to play in Animaljam or use our apps, you must be at least 18 years old or get permission from your parent or guardian. We require verifiable consent from a parent or guardian for players under 13 years old, which means we will take steps to ensure that your parent or legal guardian is really okay with you playing Animaljam. When we get your parent or guardian's consent, we will also require he or she agrees to this TOS agreement. See our privacy policy for more on this. And it says translation here, your parents' permission before you play Animaljam. But it says you need to be 18. So it kind of leaves like a really gray area, because with COPA laws, they legitimately can't let children sign up to the game unless they have parental permission. But with COPA, I believe it's like over 13, you have the, you know, legal online rights to create accounts on like social media platforms and stuff. I know that's different from Animaljam, but yeah, I didn't know you actually have to be 18. Maybe it's something to do with parental dashboards tied to accounts as well. It's probably something to do with it. But I mean, I'm over 18, so I do not need mommy and daddy's permission. Community guidelines: don't post anything that is mean, foul, abusive, or obscene. This includes postings that contain profanity, are likely to offend someone, or that are racist, harassing, threatening, bullying, or untrue. You also agree not to post things about other people that are false, illegal, or may encourage someone else to break the law. Additionally, you may not create a screen name that we determine is inappropriate or offensive. Animaljam is committed to providing a fair, clean, and fun environment for all. We only use professional, well-trained moderation staff and the most up-to-date technology to assist us in keeping Animaljam safe and friendly. Now, this I know for a fact that they do have some kind of tools that will scan through messages that are sent in the game, and they'll receive certain flags on them if it's deemed suspicious. Like if somebody was talking about inappropriate things, we'll say, it'll get like flagged, I guess, where they can look into it. Depending, it's crude enough to get around the filter, but also actually get picked up on this little system they have, because obviously there's not everything getting picked up on that system. But I don't know about this. I know everybody says Animaljam's moderation is really bad, but I feel like a lot of them say it for the wrong reasons. I think they just want to dogpile on WildWorks, but as someone that knows a bit more into the games, you know, the behind the scenes stuff, they're very understaffed, especially in the moderation department. So I don't know, maybe this was true in 2014, but nowadays probably not. But the translation is: play nice, only use kind words, and don't engage in any unsafe or inappropriate gameplay or behavior. So report misconduct if another player makes you feel bad or uncomfortable, you can use the button on the player's player card to block all further contact from them and report their player behavior to the HHQ support team. If you see someone breaking the rules, please report them to us within these in-game tools. We take these reports very seriously and investigate all of them as appropriate. So report anything that makes you feel bad or that you think violates these rules. Will block and report any player who bothers you by clicking or tapping their name and selecting the block player button. Pretty simple. Number 4, keep your personal information personal. Do not give out any of your personal information to others of animaljam. Personal information which is described in detail in our privacy policy includes real names, phone numbers, home addresses, user IDs, online profile names, email addresses, photos, social networking site information, and location information. So never give other users any financial information, also described in our privacy policy, which includes username, passwords, and financial account information and social security numbers. Users found attempting to complete an unauthorized transaction on animaljam using someone else's financial information, regardless of payment method, will be permanently banned from animaljam. If a PayPal dispute or chargeback is initiated against animaljam transaction, we will treat that charge as an unauthorized and take necessary action. Translation here: keep your personal information personal. Never give out or ask for real names or personal information while chatting with other animaljam players. I just think it's so funny they like specify so in depth that don't give out your financials to people on the game. I don't know if that's something they've ran into in the past where it's like a huge issue. I know in like 2013, I think it was, there was a huge issue with people selling items for iTunes gift cards in game, and people were getting away with it, just giving the chat, like through the chat logs, like giving gift card codes through chat logs, and they would just give the items after they said it in game. So I'm assuming it's something like that, or also because back before, you know, Discord, we had this thing called Skype. That was the kind of thing they would go haywire over people sharing their Skypes. You would get suspended for months at a time if you shared your Skype too much. But we'll move on to number 5 here. Tell the truth and don't cheat. You agree to provide us with information that is true, complete, and up to date and accurate. If you break this promise, we may immediately cancel your membership. You must keep your account information secret, and you agree to notify us immediately if you think someone has used your membership without your own authorization. I don't know why they specifically say membership and not just the account in general, but I mean the first part kind of says, you know, if your account gets hacked, to tell them. I guess it's probably in part to do with account sharing as well, because let's say you have a sibling and you're sharing an animaljam account with them, and you just buy membership for one account and you don't have to, you know, use another account and buy membership for that account too, so you're cutting the costs. That's probably what they mean there. I know there's probably a more in-depth rule talking about account sharing here probably somewhere, but never attempt to use third-party websites, hacking programs, cheat codes, or related methods to hack or circumvent animaljam systems or policies. None of these methods actually work. They are created by criminals to steal your personal information, infect your computer with malware, or to lure you into visiting illicit online marketing sites. You may not attempt to send viruses, keylockers, or trojans to animaljam, WildWorks employees, or other users. Never attempt to alter animaljam or our server technology or coding to your advantage. Attempts to defraud other players or take their in-game items by gaining their trust, example scamming, are absolutely not tolerated and will result in immediately in the loss of access to animaljam. This includes attempts to trade animaljam virtual items outside of our in-game trading system, asking users to share or trade account login information, or any other tricks to cheat or other players in the game. If you engage in any of these activities, you may permanently lose your right to play animaljam. So this one is the hefty one. So it says, make sure all contact information you send us is accurate. Don't try to cheat other animaljam players. Don't try to cheat us. Scamming players or for items or not being honest in a trade will get you banned from the game. So for those that say worth manipulating isn't against the rules, that is textbook saying it is. Websites offering free codes, gems, or animaljam items are scams and do not work. Okay, well, this isn't exactly true. Like, there's probably sites out there saying, oh, free headdress code that are scams, but like, you know, there are free gem codes on websites that work. So regardless, we'll move on. We can tell if you try to use external software to cheat in the game, and we ban those accounts that attempt it. Once your account is banned, you may be permanently banned for playing animaljam in any account you use. This is something they used to hold more power to. I don't know if they're too understaffed to take care of it now or what, but it's not something they do anymore anyway, considering the amount of people that hack on this game now. Here is the big boring one here. So this one's about copyright. Respect the ownership rights of others, DMCA. You represent and warrant that you own or have the necessary license, rights, consents, and permissions to use and authorize us to use all content shared by you on animaljam. If you do not have a proper license to share, please do not post it to animaljam. So I'm pretty sure this is talking about masterpieces, I guess. You're a copyright owner and believe that any content infringes your copyrights, you may submit a notification pursuant to the Digital Millennium Copyright Act by providing our copyright agent with a physical or electronic signature of a person authorized to act on behalf of the owner of an exclusive right that is allegedly infringed. Identification of the copyright work claimed to have been infringed, or if multiple copyright works at a single time are online site are covered by a single notification. A representative list of such works at that site. Identification of the material that is claimed to be infringing or to be the subject of infringing activity and is to be removed or access to which is to be disabled, and information reasonably sufficient to permit the service provider to locate the material, including the steps required to access it in the game. Information reasonably sufficient to permit the service provider to contact you, such as an address, telephone number, and email address. Example A, statement that you have good faith believe that you use of the material in the manner complained of is not authorized by the copyright owner, its agent, or the law, and a statement that the information in the notification is accurate and under penalty of perjury, that you are authorized to act on behalf of the owner of an exclusive right that is allegedly infringed. Our designated copyright agent to receive notifications claimed infringement is Hughes Media Law Group. The email there, the facts there. You acknowledge that if you fail to comply with all of these requirements of this section 8, your DMCA notice may not be invalid, or may not be valid. I don't know if these are still in use. This one probably is, but I don't even know if fax machines are widely used anymore. It's kind of outdated technology. I wouldn't be surprised if these rules get updated sometime in the next few years, because it's been 10 years since they've been updated as we are reading through them now. I think we're halfway through here, but the translation for that is don't post any content on animaljam that you don't own. You find something on animaljam that belongs to you and was put up without your permission, please contact us using a copyright infringement notice process described here. So, content posted by users. We do not promise that information on animaljam posted by third parties, including content posted by other users, is accurate or reliable. While we diligently monitor and screen postings to keep animaljam suitable for kids, we make no warranties expressed or implied as to the accuracy, reliability, or suitability of any postings. We have no obligation to modify or remove any inappropriate postings and have no responsibility for the conduct of the member submitting any posting. Notwithstanding the foregoing, we, in our sole discretion, reserve the right to prevent any postings from being placed on animaljam and to edit, restrict, or remove such postings for any reason at any time. So translation here, we work hard to make animaljam a safe place for kids, but a lot of depends on our players. WildWorks is not responsible for content on animaljam posted by users other third parties. However, if we think content is not appropriate, we can take it down at any time without asking for permission. No hacking. This is kind of just another rule on hacking, even though they kind of explained it, but you agree not to post any content that contains viruses, corrupted files, or other similar software or programs that may harm animaljam or make it operate poorly, or that you would do the same to a third-party computer or any other specific feature of animaljam. You also agree that you will not decompile, disassemble, or copy animaljam or any of its source code or network transmissions. If you violate this rule, we will remove you as a user and block you from using animaljam. Doing so, however, does not limit our other rights and remedies. Also, you understand that by breaking this rule, you will have irreparably harmed us and animaljam. Very, very serious stuff there. But the translation is a little bit more fun. Don't ruin it for everyone else by trying to hack, copy, or reverse engineer all of animaljam. Also, don't share viruses or corrupted links or files with animaljam or animaljam users. Pretty serious stuff. Termination. That's where we're getting scary here. We may, in our sole discretion and with or without warning, cease operation of animaljam, terminate your membership to animaljam, or otherwise restrict your access to animaljam. Furthermore, should we find any user breaking our rules, we reserve the right to suspend or delete associated accounts and take any other action we deem appropriate. So pretty much a translation here, we can suspend or terminate your animaljam account and the game itself at any time with or without notice to you. So this is something they've used against me. Legitimately, Kekasi got banned. This is like before Keko even, and at the time I was actually hoping WildWorks themselves with, you know, bug reports and stuff. That was like, it wasn't just me reporting it, like breaking rules and then just reporting it to them or something. Like, no, I was like in direct conversation with somebody at WildWorks doing it, and my account randomly got banned one day. Mind you, I didn't break any rules. Like, these were things that were just passed along to me, and I passed along to them type of thing. And I asked them in the support email, why did I get banned? And they legitimately used this as a ban reason. They said, we're not expanding on it, and then they referred to this, which I've not seen them ever do for any other person in the game, at least not anybody I've talked to. So this one really stuck with me when I read it. I was like, damn, okay, that sucks. So the rest of it here are kind of about refunds and licenses to use animaljam and content for animaljam. So we grant the non-exclusive, non-transferable, non-sublicensable, limited right and license to access animaljam for personal, non-commercial use. Your rights are subject to your compliance with this TOS agreement. The term of your license starts on the date that you install or otherwise use animaljam and ends the earlier you ceasing use of animaljam or terminating your license. Your license terminates immediately if you violate the law or attempt to circumvent any technical protection measures used in connection with animaljam. We retain all right, title, and interest to animaljam, including but not limited to all copyrights, trademarks, trade secrets, trade names, proprietary rights, patents, titles, computer codes, audio visual effects, themes, characters, character names, stories, dialogues, settings, artwork, sound effects, musical works, and moral rights, whether registered or not, and applications thereof. I don't know what it means by moral rights, but we're just gonna move past it. I don't really know. Animaljam is protected by applicable laws and treaties throughout the world unless expressly authorized by mandatory legislation. Animaljam may not be copied, reproduced, or distributed in any manner or medium, in whole or in part, without our prior written consent. All rights not expressly granted to you herein are reserved by us. So this is more so less to stop copies of the game being made, and in the case like their source code did get leaked, but also I guess because a big issue Cloak Penguin faced in its later years of the game was the fact that private servers sprouted up of it, where people started playing the private servers more than the actual game itself, because private servers that were being hosted by multiple other people offered a lot of the, you know, membership benefits for absolutely free. So it's kind of something like that. They don't want animaljam private servers sprouting up, even though I'm pretty sure there was like some talk of that, but I don't think that's ever going to happen now. License to use animaljam content. The information, pictures, graphics, games, and updates for use in animaljam, example, new levels, missions, characters, and in-game items and in-game currency such as gems, diamonds, game items, and other content features and services available in animaljam, including content posted by users. Collectively, the animaljam content are owned by us or our suppliers or licensors and are protected by copyright and other laws throughout the world. We grant you a non-exclusive license to reproduce portions of the animaljam content for the sole purpose of reviewing and using the animaljam content as permitted in this TOS. We may require you to pay a fee for non-exclusive license to use certain part of animaljam content. You acknowledge that animaljam content has no real world value and is licensed as a part of and may only be used in animaljam. Accordingly, you may not sell or transfer the animaljam content, including your account, access information, and all such transfers or sales are null and void. All copyright and other proprietary notices on any animaljam content must be retained on any copies. Any unauthorized reproduction or modification, distribution, or performance of any animaljam content is strictly prohibited. So you will not copy, reproduce, republish, upload, display, post, or transmit any animaljam content that will not make or distribute things where you include the animaljam content. It is a violation of our rights to do this, even if you are not selling the items but are only giving them away. The only time you can do this is if we specifically give you permission. The use of animaljam content for any other purpose is a violation of our copyright and other proprietary rights. So this technically makes giveaways illegal, I guess, if you really want to get to the nitty-gritty details of their terms of service, but this is something they do not enforce. So I'm not saying break the rules, but I mean, I think they have had probably social media posts saying they don't care if people post giveaways, and probably encourage it to, considering it helps the game. But this is pretty much just saying don't sell your items, don't sell your accounts, and don't try to sell off anything to do with animaljam that isn't your rights. Obviously the exception here would be animaljam promo items, like the actual physical objects, you can resell that because it's a physical thing you own. That's your property, even though they own the licensing rights to it. They can't stop you from reselling it, okay? I know for a while codes was like a gray area, and it's not even mentioned in this TOS, which they should really update because they changed their minds on that actually, to say that it is against the terms of service in an email like a year or two ago, a confidential email I will say that they had with somebody I knew, but they did say selling codes is illegal and against the terms of service. So keep that in mind if you're gonna be trading your seal codes, because I know some of you out there be doing that. Refunds. We want everyone to be completely satisfied with our products, so we have developed the following refund rules to avoid any surprises. Refunds are granted at our sole discretion. They made this the hardest thing ever, by the way, which is not too surprising given that they really do not want a refund. But this is where it gets really long because obviously it's money on the line here. Recurrent transactions. As a convenience for our premium club members, some membership subscriptions are automatically renewed at the end of the membership term, unless the recurring renewal feature of the membership is cancelled. Recurring membership plans are clearly labeled as such in the animaljam purchase interface. Parents can cancel automatic membership renewal at any time by logging into their parental account and using the account controls. You will not be charged for any further renewal fees if you cancel a recurring membership, so it's standard stuff. Customer satisfaction. If notice of cancellation is received within 7 days of the initial purchase date, you will be eligible for a full refund. No refunds will be granted after 7 days from the date of purchase, except as described below for duplicate and unauthorized charges. If a membership package has automatically renewed, you also have up to 7 days to request a refund. No refunds will be granted for renewal charges after 7 days. Retail gift cards. All gift card redemptions are final. No refunds will be given. Information regarding gift card issue resolution can be found on the gift card itself or at the store where it was purchased. AJ Outfitters online gift certificates. All gift certificate redemptions are final. No free refunds will be given. Additionally, we do not offer refunds on gift certificates bought through our AJ Outfitters website. Banned accounts. Club member accounts that have received a permanent ban for violating the animaljam rules will not be eligible for any refunds. So if you got banned the very day you bought a membership, you're not entitled to this 7 day refund window, just so you know. Unauthorized purchase. If notice of cancellation is received within the first 30 days of purchase and the account has been accessed, logged into fewer than 3 times, you will be eligible for a refund. If more than 4 play sessions have occurred or notice is received after 30 days of purchase, you will not be eligible for a refund. The unauthorized purchase policy only applies to initial purchases, not any automatic renewal purchases. So this is in the case like, oh, you buy a membership, you don't actually use it, you only log in like twice, then you can get a refund before the 30 days ends, I guess, after that 7-day window. Duplicate orders. If you have inadvertently placed duplicate orders, please contact customer support. You'll be eligible for a refund of the duplicate charges within 45 days of the purchase. After 45 days, you will not be eligible for a refund of any duplicate charges. Membership transfer. Memberships cannot be transferred from one player account to another. If a membership was purchased for the wrong account, you will need to cancel the existing membership and purchase club membership with the correct player account. Other fees. You are solely responsible for any and all fees charged by your payment method provider, including your payment card issuer, bank, or financial institution. Charges which may include but are not limited to membership, overdraft, insufficient funds, and over the credit limit fees. So if you go into debt, that's all on you, but that's kind of a given. Additional information. Refunds are only issued to your original form of payment. Refunds cannot be issued to a different credit card or via a different payment method. If the credit card used for the purchase has been cancelled or has expired, we cannot issue a refund that has transaction. Translation. Here are our refund policies. They're pretty straightforward, but there's a lot of information, so just read what's above. Whoever did the translations for this one just gave up because of how much there was, and I think that added like another 10 minutes to the footage of this recording actually, so I don't know how long this video is going to be when it's finally cut down, but it's probably going to be very long because it's already at 35 minutes. Finally, on to number 13. Data storage in the US and export of animaljam software. WildWorks is based in the United States, and we make no representation that animaljam is appropriate or available for use in other countries. Those who choose choose to access animaljam from other locations do so on their own initiative and are responsible for compliance with local laws if and to the extent local laws are applicable, and understand that information they provide to us will be sent out of their home country to the United States. Furthermore, the United States government places controls on exporting downloadable software into certain countries listed on the Office of Foreign Asset Control sanction list. If you are in such a sanctioned country or your name appears on the US's specially designated nationals or table of deny orders, then you may not download or use animaljam software. Translation: animaljam is made for use in the United States. WildWorks makes no promises about whether animaljam is appropriate for use outside of the United States. So if you're in like North Korea, I guess, you're kind of out of luck. You can't jam on. I guess that's what this kind of means, table of deny orders. Like, I don't know what else it could allude to. 14, feedback. We are grateful for any ideas or feedback you provide to us about our products, but we need to maintain our rights to our intellectual property. Accordingly, please do not send us any original creative materials such as stories, characters, or program ideas, or original artwork unless we specifically requested that you do so. Any unsolicited submissions received by us will be deemed our property. To the extent any part of your submission is deemed not to be owned by you, or not to be owned by us, then you and your parents or guardians, if you are under 18, agree to assign to us any right, title, and interest in submissions and waive any moral rights you may have in the submission. Translation: we love hearing your ideas about our games, but before you send us anything, you must understand and agree that any ideas or concepts you voluntarily share with us become our property. So, hey, there's maybe a good chance that a lot of the stuff that they've made over the years could have came from like children, and they just go, it's our idea now. Which, I mean, I guess if you're kind of submitting these to animaljam, you probably would want that anyway. So, but it's just really funny hearing it described in this way. Okay, we're going into all caps territory. This is genuinely scary now. Representations, warranties, and limitations of liabilities. We make no representation, warranty, and or guarantee of the suitability of animaljam for your purposes, or that the use of the same will be secure, uninterrupted, error-free, free of viruses or other harmful components, or function properly in combination with any third-party technology, hardware, software, systems, or data. Animaljam is provided as is, and all conditions, representations, and warranties, whether express, implied, statutory, or otherwise, including without limitation any implied warranty or merchantability, title, fitness for a particular purpose, or non-infringement, are hereby disclaimed to the maximum extent permitted by applicable law. Further, we make no representations or warranties of any kind, express or implied, as to the operation of the same, or to the information, content, communications, materials, or products and service contained therein. Your use of animaljam is at your sole risk. We will not be liable for any damages of any kind arising from your use of animaljam, including without limitation, direct, indirect, incidental, punitive, and consequential damages. Certain state laws do not allow limitations on implied warranties or the exclusion or limitation of certain damages. If these laws apply to you, some or all of the above disclaimers, exclusions, or limitations may not apply to you, and you may have additional rights. In no event shall our total liability to you for all damages, losses, claims, and causes of action, including without limitation, in contract, tort, negligence, or otherwise, exceed a total of $5. This limitation applies to all causes of action or claims in the aggregate for any reason. Applicable law may not allow the limitation or exclusion of liability for incidental or consequential damages, so the above limitation or exclusion may not apply to you. The provisions of this section do not waive or limit our liability to obtain injunctive or other equitable relief for our breach of this agreement. Damn, even the translation is in caps. Very scary stuff here, guys. We aren't promising that animaljam will work properly or the way you want it to. Use animaljam at your own risk. We are not liable if you suffer any harm through use of animaljam. There are many limitations on our own liability in this part, so we put everything thing in caps to show you how important it is. Even though there's plenty of other important stuff in this agreement and we didn't put the whole thing in caps, maybe we should. We'll talk about it and let you know. Okay, whoever was tasked with translation this obviously had too much fun with some of these. Indemnification. You agree to indemnify, defend, and hold us, our parent and affiliated companies, and all officers, directors, owners, agents, information providers, affiliates, licensors, and licensees harmless from and against any and all claims, costs, damages, losses, liabilities, and expenses, including attorney's fees and costs arising out of, or in connection with your use of animaljam content, as well as your breach of this TOS. You shall use the best efforts to cooperate with us in the defense of any claim. We deserve the right at our own expense to assume the exclusive defense and control of any matter otherwise subject to indemnification by you. Translation: if you use animaljam and something bad happens because of it, neither Wildworks nor anyone affiliated with us will be held responsible. So this is where the cover their rear ends part of the start of the video I referenced is coming into play now. Number 17, choice of law and dispute resolution. You agree that A, animaljam is solely based in Utah, USA, and B, animaljam's availability in other locations shall not give rise to personal jurisdiction over us, either specific or general, in jurisdictions other than Utah. The TOS shall be governed by the internal substantive laws of the state of Utah, without regard to its conflict of laws principles. Any claim or dispute between you and us that arises in whole or in part from animaljam shall be decided exclusively by arbitration taking place in person in Salt Lake City, Utah, pursuant to the commercial arbitration rules that then in effect of the American Arbitration Association, provided that said rules shall be modified as allows. A party seeking arbitration shall notify the other party in writing of any claim and provide sufficient detail about the nature and history of such claim with sufficient documentary evidence of claim. B, there shall only be one arbitrator with sufficient knowledge and experience in the field of intellectual property and software development, which shall be chosen by an independent third party mutually acceptable to the both parties. C, the arbitrator shall reasonably mitigate all costs of the arbitration and shall at all times attempt to avoid undue costs and expenses to the parties. D, the arbitration in entirely, including discovery, preparation, hearings, motions, etc., shall not exceed a total of 50 hours total, and shall begin and conclude within 180 days of the date the party seeking arbitration of a claim provides notice of such claim. E, the parties may discover each other's documents in accordance with the Utah Rules of Civil Procedure, provided such discovery is limited by the arbitrator in a manner to comply with the time and budget constraints set forth in subsection D and E. And F, the prevailing party in any arbitration brought under the TOS shall be entitled to recover from the other party in reasonable attorney fees and related costs of arbitration, which fees and costs shall be included in and become part of the arbitration award. Any award rendered shall be final and conclusive upon parties, and a judgment thereon may be entered in the highest court of the foreign state or federal having jurisdiction. Translation here: if there's a dispute between you and Wildworks, it can't be resolved through direct conversations. You agree that it will be resolved by arbitration taking place in Salt Lake City, Utah, and following the specific rules set out above. Again, just legal mumbo jumbo. Number 18, links to third parties. As a service to you, we may provide links from animaljam to websites of third parties. Once you leave animaljam, we have no control over third parties and their respected websites, the content of those websites, or their terms of service. The same applies to links to third-party sites from other players. Translation: Wildworks is not responsible for anything that might happen once you leave animaljam, even if you're leaving animaljam was because of a link on animaljam. So this is kind of like if they put their social media links at the bottom of a web page, which I'm pretty sure they do, takes you to their Twitter page. Twitter has like a whole different rule set that they can't enforce. Updates to the TOS for number 19. From time to time and in our sole discretion may modify the TOS. If we update the TOS, we'll let you know by emailing you if we have your email address, or by posting an announcement on animaljam. Your continued use of animaljam will indicate your consent to revise the TOS. Translation: we update the TOS sometimes. When we do, we will put up a notice or email you about the changes. I kind of said earlier on that they should probably update it, but I don't really know what else they could change or add, for a matter of fact, because this kind of covers the entirety of anything that might go wrong in the game. And number 20, miscellaneous, the final rule in the TOS. The TOS and privacy policy constitute the complete and final agreement between the parties and your parent guardian if you are a minor. If any provision of the TOS is unenforceable for any reason, such provision shall be reformed only to the extent necessary to make it enforceable, and such decision shall not affect the enforceability of that provision under other circumstances, or of the remaining provisions under all circumstances. The parties are independent contractors, no joint venture, partnership, employment, agency, or exclusive relationship exists. Our failure to enforce any right or provision in this TOS shall not constitute a waiver of such or provision. We may transfer or assign this TOS or animaljam in whole or in part to any third party of our choosing. The TOS shall inure to the benefit of and be binding upon either party's respective successors and permitted assigns. Translation here: this TOS is the only agreement between us. If we decide not to enforce part of it in certain situations, that doesn't mean the rules have changed. You and Wildworks are independent contractors. We can transfer the rights and obligations of the TOS, but you cannot. The TOS will still be binding on anybody who takes over Wildworks or takes over your life. What a dramatic thing to end with, even though I think this just means like becoming an adult, you know, you have full control over your life, I guess, or if you're like adopted or something, I don't know, you know, somebody else becomes your guardian type of thing, I don't know, but the way it's wrote here is just really funny. But yeah, this recording is almost an hour long. I kind of started this, as I said, on the whim because I thought it'd be funny, but the joke went too far. This is an hour long. Hey, look though, if you have any questions, you can you can port it to here because they're the ones that wrote it. Yeah, this is just really long and funny. But I read it again because the last time I read this was probably about 2017, something like that. But hey, that's gonna wrap it up here, guys. Don't think anybody's gonna fully watch this, but if you did make it to the end, comment cheesecake. I'll heart every comment that I see says cheesecake. But yeah, we'll wrap it up here. Also, just gonna quickly throw in here, this is me editing this in post. I will give away a founder's hat for anybody that gets this far into it. Also, figure that's the least I can do, right? You know the typical giveaway spiel, but yeah, just comment your usernames, subscribe, and like all that. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy. And let me know if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Very doubtful I'll have another video this long, but do let me know in the comments, I guess. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.